right, if you're here, a comment. Give us a comment. And as you can tell, this week, the forum is in Spanish. And the interpretation line information is all in English for those that speak English. So now let me start. If you guys know somebody, a friend, a coworker in the movement that has been with us in other occasions, but welcome Mario Ramirez, organizer from Voces de la Frontera. Hello, Mario. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? You hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, let's ask people that are, yep, can you everybody hear him? In the comments, can you let me know if you hear him? All right, so while Mario is figuring it out, I'm gonna give Mario a call. All right, let's see what we can do so that he can hear us. I'm gonna call him quick. Well, I don't know why he can't hear us. Oh, he's in his cell phone. Let's give it a try. Maybe if he can go out of the link and then come back. All right. So while Mario is trying, I'm going to share some other information. There's so much information. He's going to try and come back in. All right. So let's talk about the immigration reform when Mario comes back. And then we're also going to talk about workers' rights. But while we're waiting, let me share some other information about the celebration on Monday. Very common in the US and other countries like Canada. It's the day that we're celebrating workers. First Monday of September. First Monday in September. So this celebration is a result from the labor movement and the commercial movement fighting for rights of the workers. Lots of things have been changed and made, changing and protecting workers from long days and from working the entire day. One of those successes was working 8 hours instead of 12 and 5 days instead of 7. So that was one of the wins that have been that have happened because of the movement. Also, in when they started celebrating this day, it was with festivals and parades, and that started in New York, I think, and then in the whole country and in other countries. So in 1894, it was converted into a federal holiday. So let's see. Do we have Mario back? Hey, Tammy. Good afternoon. You can hear me now? Now I can hear you. I was sharing, we're going to keep talking about it, the celebration, the Labor Day celebration that we're going to have on Monday. I was sharing a little bit about the history for the celebration and the reason that it's so important to talk about that is because, well, you guys are the leaders in the community and the nation about immigration reform. You are also fighting for the rights of workers. So, can you tell us a little bit about what kind of points you guys are fighting for? What kind of things you're focusing on for workers' rights? Well, thank you, Tammy. My name is Mario Ramirez, an organizer for Voces de la Frontera Essential Workers Force here in Wisconsin. And it's an honor to be here in this program. So this year for us, it's critical. We're very close to be able to legalize, well, supposedly they say between 5 to 7 million people that could be essential workers and change their immigration status. Of course, this has been a product of a fight that we've been fighting for many years. Lots of our allies, different organizations like you guys. Finally, we're close, very close. We think that we're going to have the possibility to be able to do it. And it's a committee that is in favor and the Chamber of Representatives as well. So I think in these coming days, the Parliament will be making a decision, and that's not a partisan group, and they're going to decide. I think there's 4 different categories that they want to include in the proposal. That would be the DACA recipients, the agriculture workers, and essential workers. So if you ask me what are essential workers, we still don't have an exact definition of what they are, but supposedly construction, I think temporary agency workers, food industry, stores for food stores, laundromats, um, people that work in the factories producing things for hospitals. I know it's kind of extensive, but we're close. Oh, that's so great. Hopefully, we hear about this soon for so many of our town that have been sacrificing so much so that we have what we need to be able to live, right? Yes. So, Mario, can you tell us a little bit about the role that you have as an organizer for Voces de la Frontera? Can you talk a little bit about your work? Well, honestly, it's a privilege to be able to work with the community. My job is talking with my coworkers, organizing parades. You guys have done some big marches with us. I think we're the only state that was able to defend themselves from that racist law of, was it B90, where they wanted to criminalize all of us. And how do you say it? The authority to any public employee, so like sheriffs, police, to ask about your immigration status. So pretty much we organized more than 60,000 people and we did it. So my work is to work with leaders to let them know that they can be volunteer organizers. and then become members of the organization. And then, of course, if we don't work together, if we're not united, we don't have that strength. Our only defense against these politics that want to keep us in the shadows is unity. And when we're all working together, that's how we can defend ourselves. Together, yes. So Voces de la Frontera has the biggest marches that we've ever seen in Milwaukee, correct? I think so, yeah. We've made history. We have people that understand this is our strength. And you guys, too, supporting us so much, supporting our community. It's really an honor to be able to work with you guys. So let's talk a little bit about our neighbors. There have been other successes locally as well, talking about SOP 130. Um, that was the one with the police where they didn't have to work with ICE. Locally, if they don't have an order, like a court order, that was another big success, huge success for our community. We have, you're right, we have, as a community, as an organization, as allies, we've defended our community from those threats. And in the beginning, we said we weren't going to collaborate, and now look, it was very clear. It was a difficult fight, but how do you call it? The Fire and Police Commission? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Everybody fought, and because that way they can't collaborate. Because you can't just criminalize people for any little thing and turn them in. Um, that's not what our taxes are for. So we can't have a sheriff that's racist. You all unfortunately know the name. There are people that are like that, and they're in our community. And there were two very big marches, that very strong marches that we had to do as a community. The Justice Department was able to take care of it, and we've had lots of successes. And we're still missing some, like the fight for, what can you tell us about the fight for bringing back driver's license? Where is that? Where are we with that? Thank you for asking about that. We are definitely, we've had two tries. The Governor Evers, he has put it on his budget, and he does want licenses. He does want them. He's but unfortunately, the Republicans that are the majority, um, because they made the maps their way so that they could keep that control. Um, we know that they are very racist with our folks, and they don't want to support the licenses. So practically, without the support of those people, we're not going to be able to. So this time, it's our fight with Voces de la Frontera. We're also working to see how we can improve those maps so that they're fair maps. So that they're not made a certain kind of way so a certain group wins. We're fighting still, and I think this year we're focusing more on the essential workers campaign to see if we can win federally. We have a lot of hope. We know that there are 50 different Republican senators and other Democrats as well, but we want citizenship for everybody. So we have some differences. Our representatives are, well, we know we have a little bit of a majority that are in favor. Um, we have lots of strong support for justice so that our families don't have to be living in the shadows. And we're there looking at licenses little by little. We're trying to get those people out that don't value our contribution. If you see how many people are looking for people to work, um, but they don't value us. I'm sorry to say it, but they're hypocrites. And that's why Voces de la Frontera is one of the organizations that, maybe we don't have documents to work in this country, but they do have power, and that's an economic power. When we all stop working, we all stop consuming, when we all stop, that hurts them. And that's the way that we've had some triumphs. And with licenses, unfortunately, um, when we did that last March, I'm not sure why they didn't give us very much attention. Thanks to the 8,000 people that showed up, we were hoping to have over 100,000, 150,000 like we had before. But the pandemic, I think that really had, some to do with it. But the governor came and visited SOC, I think about 2 weeks ago. And we asked him to let us know, is there a hope to get the licenses? And he said he does have a hope. He does have hope. And we'll have to see what happens with that. But let's look at a little bit about our neighbors. The state of Wisconsin had a legislation so that people could get licenses to be able to have their driver's license without being able to show documentation. That legislation expired in 2015, somewhere around there, right? Around there. And now we're fighting to be able to bring that back, right? Yep. A big win that Voces de la Frontera had that we have never seen in Wisconsin is to have unity with those families that are owners of farms. It was the first time, right, in the history of Wisconsin that there was such a strong unity. There was a movement for labor, movement for immigration, and then also for farm owners. So that was also in our time. That's true. hmm Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the history, but when we started that time, I think it was 2016 around there. They were ready to pass the law. We were giving testimony and we were fighting, and the sheriffs and the police were talking about being able to detain people, and that had been approved in lots of different committees, especially by the Republicans, and it just needed to go to the Senate. And they were definitely in agreement. And then Scott Walker, he publicly said that he was going to sign it. So it was pretty much done. And then our last option was organizing in 10 days, trying to contact farmers. And in the beginning, they didn't really listen to us, they ignored us. But when I think we were like 3 days shy, urgently, they wanted to communicate with us, saying that their workers were gonna leave, and if the cows weren't ready and if they weren't milked, the cows are gonna die. So leave us at least some workers or to stop. And we said, you know what? We can't let that our community is hurt this way. So we said, all right, come out, talk to your governor, talk to your senator, your representative, and tell them that you don't agree because it's hurting your business. And at the end, they said we were at like a agreement that half of the workers would stay. So then that happened, and they went and marched to the Capitol, and they did exactly what we asked them to do. And then that law stopped. But everything came from the workers that were telling their employers, you know what, this day, I'm not going to come because you guys are trying to pass a racist law that we don't agree with. And that's no, we're not going to come in. Um, it, that was practice with that. It shows that the workers, when they unite, they are powerful. You can make a difference. So what we were talking about a little while ago about the fighting for 8-hour work days, um, it's a fight, but in the end, it was won, and it's a unity. When workers unite, we can get it done. So now we have different organizations for farmers here in Wisconsin that are very um, into and tuned into our fights, that we need certain documents, that we need certain things to work, and we are essential to the economy of this country. Practically, oh, and that's where we are. Sorry if I talk too much. No, you guys made history and you brought back the power to the town. Mario, I do have to stop for a moment to say hi to Dulce Maria Rodriguez y Moranda Medina con nosotros. Ahora vamos, let's let people know, how can they get involved with Voces de la Frontera? How can they be with you guys in the fight? Well, definitely just come to the office. You can also give me a call as an organizer. I'm here, 414 828 2692, or just go to the page Voces de la Frontera and you can be a member. And before it's finished, something very important. These days we've been organizing a march to DC. It's a big battle for legalization. We want to see if we can organize 8 buses from Wisconsin of other organizers all over the country, and we want to pressure them, like people say, the last push. Don't want to leave anybody behind. We want to push. We want to go around the 20th, on the 20th, around 4 in the afternoon, the 20th of this month, 20th of September. Yep. And leaving Milwaukee at what time? 3 or 4 in the afternoon. From where? From Milwaukee, from Voces de la Frontera. All you need is a ticket. give us a call. We do ask for a contribution of 20, 25, $30 because these trips are very expensive. But if you don't have it, we under your situation. We can find, maybe a sponsor or somebody that, you know, I can't go, but here's $20, $30, $10 to be able to help the cause. If we don't support each other, we're not going to get very far. So the 20th, we're leaving. We're going to come back on the 22nd. The 21st, we'll be marching in DC. It is so important. I know it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which, we work, but remember that all of this, it requires sacrifice and effort. And hopefully we'll be able to celebrate together what we've been able to do. Just get us out of the shadows where we've 6, 7, 8,000 people. And when you think about it, oh, maybe I'm not a essential worker. Maybe I'm not sure how to talk about all this. But when you open the door for one person, like in my case, like different organizations will come and help fight. Now that I have a little bit of paper, I can fight, right? hmm First a few people and then some more afterwards. And then, when the door opens up, we'll keep coming in. So that's what I wanted to mention. It's very important. We don't have a lot of time. Um, Give us a call, communicate with us. We put the link for Voces de la Frontera where people can come up and communicate with you. I also put your phone number. Thank you so much, Mario, for being with us again. We appreciate it. And we are always here to listen to you guys and help however we can in the fight. Thank you so much, Tammy. We're really here and appreciating all of your company and your support. And it's an honor to be able to collaborate with you guys. Now we're all in the same fight. Okay, have a good afternoon. You too. Thank you. Let me share a little bit of information for you guys about where you can celebrate Labor Day. So this year, we didn't do it last year, but this year you can participate. Let me see details. I don't see them. I have it written down really small. So Labor Day 2021, transmitting legacy or letting the legacy grow. So Henry Meyer Festival Park Summerfest, focusing on the family, the whole family, not just the adults. Sponsored by the Labor Council of Milwaukee. And it's going to be Monday, the 6th, from 12 to 5. Again, Summerfest grounds. So take advantage of this opportunity to celebrate and to know what's happening. Know your rights. So now we're going to have an update, COVID-19 update, prepared by Marlene that finished with us last month, but she left a video from the doctor. A message from Dr. Cabral. Hi, I'm Dr. Cabral from the 16th Street Clinic. I'm here to invite all of our patients that haven't had a recent appointment, especially those that are diabetic or high blood pressure and that are taking medications. Please give us a call and make your follow-up appointment. For those that prefer staying home, we also have an option of doing a video visit or a phone visit. This year has been so difficult for everybody, and I do understand that there's a lot of fear to come to the clinic and to the hospital, but I assure you, we are making all precautions necessary to protect us and you. Your well being is so important to us. We want to remind you that it's very important to take care of yourself, to take your medications. And that's why we want you to come back. It's time to come back. We want to keep helping. Take control of your health. We'll be waiting. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Cabral at 16th Street Community Health Centers. She was with us throughout the pandemic, bringing us information and resources. So now let's go to an update for what's happening with the census. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being with us. I'm going to give you guys a civic update. If you've been following us, you know that we've been talking a lot about redistributing maps or making new electoral maps that come after every census. So this process is a base to go back and make the districts in every state. And the objective is to guarantee that each district has the same amount of people, but also the politicians take advantage of this process to be able to have a certain leg up on the race. So sometimes the districts are drawn injustice and they're not fairly distributed. And that's why it's so important that every state does a redistribution process with impartial people, where the people that decide the districts don't represent any political party. For Wisconsin's law, it's the legislation that has the power to redo the districts. But we know that the Fair Maps Committee, created by Governor Evers, has been working hard to collect community maps made by people that live in Wisconsin, not by politicians. Also, we've been pressuring different representatives and senators to support a process that's impartial and transparent to make new districts. So today I have some good news. The legislation announced that they're going to open up their own website to collect community maps, including testimony of the public for their process of redistributing the maps. So that means that the town is doing their work, doing what we need to, so that the legislation includes the public opinion in their process. So that's something that they weren't doing before. And it's so great because the website uses the same software that the town's public commission, map commission, uses. So you can submit your map if you've already created one, the same map on that new website. And I'm going to show you how you can do it right now. So on the comment section, you can see the link. And the difficult part about this website is that it's not in Spanish. So I'm going to show you where you have to click, but also we are here to help you in the process. You can call me. I'm going to put my contact information in the comments so you can communicate with me. And that way you guys can submit maps yourselves. So the important thing about submitting a map is because it shows the legislation. What is a complete community? What is a community that shouldn't be divided by different lines of the districts? So that's happened a lot in the state of Wisconsin. And that's why it's so important that we submit maps. So here's the website. So you have to select a community of interest. That's like a community map area. And so we want to select District R. Really quick, let me show you how it looks, the website itself. So here's the south side. And if I click here on the pencil, I can choose. We can take different segments and then we can, select different parts of the community. And that's using the same software. So then just click save and then export. So right here, third line, and export assignment as a CSV. And that's what you have to do. Just download it on your computer and then just come back to the website that I shared. And then just go to submit a plan. Then you can go ahead and put your information in, your name, your first name, last name, all that kind of stuff. And then community of interest. A brief description of the community that you're submitting. And then finally, you choose your file, the one that talks about the one that you made on the website. So then just certify that you are a legal resident of Wisconsin. Unfortunately, they're asking for that information. And then that you understand that the information that you're providing is public information. And then here you're confirming that you're not a robot, and then just click on submit. Thank you, Gabe, for sharing that little bit of information. A little complicated, but sometimes the process to be able to participate in our, you know, nation, the way things are, sometimes we have to learn to do new things. So, if you want to, if you are interested, please take a look. And like Gabby said, we are here to help. So, let me share some announcements before we take off. We don't have anything from the young folks, the young people, because everything was in English. But next month we'll have it in Spanish for you guys. And then you can see all of the different services and everything that the young people are doing. Now, I also want to remind you that we've changed. We're not having our daily forum during the week because with the pandemic, things are changing. So we met our promise to be with you guys every day. So now we're here with you every week. 6 o'clock Thursday here on Facebook. Next week, we're going to be doing an interview to a neighborhood group here in the South Side. And we're going to have an update about what's happening critically in the community. And then, oh, that's it. And then again, we're going to talk about what's happening with COVID, what's happening in our civic life, and with our young folk. I do ask if this forum has been useful for you. If you have any kind of ideas about anything that we can change, give us your opinions. We're going to be sharing a video about how to do that from Marisol. And I wanted to say next forum in Spanish, again, Thursday, October 7th. So don't miss it. Perdón. Every Thursday, you can have Spanish right through interpreting. We have Miranda here interpreting. So thank you for being with us. I'm going to leave you guys with Marisol's video asking for your feedback via the survey. Thank you. Has this forum been informative for you? What part of the forum can we make better or change? Let us know responding to a quick survey that can be found in the comment section. That way we can keep the forum going for residents. And thank you for tuning in.